I can give you an anecdote and I'll give you a projection. The anecdote is this weekend, my wife and I were in bed and a person called me, very successful businessman who was representing the president of a country saying, hey, Chamath, I need some advice. What do we do here? And we walked through the three things that he and his government, that their government were trying to figure out because they wanted an off-ramp. They were like, I'm ready to cry uncle. We're ready to tap out. And again, he was calling me as a private citizen, but I think this conversation was very instructive. Number one, he's like, look, we have these really high tariffs on inbound American products. We're happy to cut these things to zero. And I said, well, you should do that. Second, while we were exploring, he's like, yeah, we have an enormous capital purchase with Airbus. I said, cancel it. Swap it to Boeing. He's like, done. And then the third, which was interesting, is he's like, we need to import an enormous amount of energy. And I said, well, who do you give that concession to right now? And it was a non-American company. And I said, well, why wouldn't you just RFP that to an American business and let them compete? And he's like, we'd be open to that as well. So he said, we're getting prepared. We want to find a way to talk to the Trump administration. And I'm like, great. However I can be helpful, I'll be helpful to you. I got off the phone. I looked at my wife and I said, if even 30 of these 75 countries do a deal anywhere remotely close to this, this was an enormous win.